In the yesterday's class, we have seen the while loop, and in the while loop, we saw some examples. I wrote a few examples and I showed you that the while loop can be used for executing a set of statements or a block of code multiple number of times. We first started with a very simple example where I told you that if I want to display a message numerous number of times, then we write it in a while loop. That is only one simple example, but the while loop has got a lot of applications. You can use it in different places. Every time, remember that you want to execute a set of statements, some set of statements, whatever you want to do in this. Whenever you want to execute a set of statements, you use the while loop. We saw examples yesterday to display the even numbers, then odd numbers, and then we also wrote one more example where we read multiple numbers from the user till the user enters -1, and then we found the sum of the numbers and the average of the numbers. Okay, so that example also we wrote yesterday using the while loop. Now let us go further and understand two very important statements when the while loop is used. If it is required, you sometimes use the break statement. Okay, now before we understand this while loop, before we understand the break statement and the continue statement, let me just show you a flow chart of the while loop, how it looks like, and you will also agree with me. See, this is the flow chart for the while loop. Okay, this is the flow chart. I will write it on the top here. Yeah, this is the flow chart for the while loop. This is the flowchart for the while loop. You can see the flowchart for the while loop. How does it work is like this. It starts the program. Then I told you that it checks for a particular condition. If the condition is found to be true, it will execute a set of statements. It will execute this statement, then it will execute this statement, and then again it goes back and checks the condition once again. If the condition is true, then again it goes and executes this set of statements, and again it goes back. If the condition is false, then it will come out of the loop and then it will stop the program. So this is a simple representation of the while loop. In fact, I should have shown you this yesterday only, but now while browsing the textbook, I came across this. So same thing, we have written some programs also yesterday using the while loop, displaying the even numbers, odd numbers, reading numbers from the user till the user enters a particular number like -1, and then stopping and displaying the sum and average of the entered numbers. Okay, all that we have seen. Now, let us go and understand the break statement. What is the break statement? A break statement is also another function which is used in Python. In fact, this break function or break statement is available in C, C++, even in Java it is available. Okay, and when do we use this break statement? Break statement is normally used whenever we use the while loop, but only if it is required. Only if you need the break statement, you put it into your program. Otherwise, you don't put it. Yesterday you saw, no, we wrote 3 programs. We did not use a break statement because we did not use it. We did not require it. By the way, what does the break statement basically do? The break statement, whenever it is encountered in a program, it stops the current loop. It stops the loop that it is into. For example, if I have a while loop and I'm checking for a particular condition, the while loop continues. You all know, yesterday we have seen that the while loop continues as long as the condition is true. The moment the condition becomes false, at that time when the condition becomes false, it stops the loop and then comes out of the loop and executes the next statement in the main program. And executes the next statement in the main program. This is what the while loop does. But let us say the condition has not become false. The condition has not become false. The condition is still true of the while loop. And in between the body of the loop, you want to stop executing the body of the loop. You want to come out of the loop. That time we make use of the break statement. The break statement is used for coming out of the loop, stopping the execution of the body of the loop and coming out of the loop unconditionally. Unconditionally. Okay. So the break statement, the moment it is encountered, remember it stops the current loop and comes out of it. Okay. Please remember that. Okay. This is what the break statement does. So how does it basically work? Let us look at this example. Okay, I have written a condition here while true. Now in this case here, this true I have written it deliberately here. There is no expression here. Normally what comes here is a condition. No, if x is less than 7, or if while x is less than 100, or while x is less than 10, while x is greater than 10, like that you write condition here. But sometimes you can also write true or false here. The moment you write true here, while true, now this condition is always will always become true, means there is nothing that can stop the loop, because here you have directly written a true only. While true is always written whenever you want to make an infinite loop. Whenever you want to cause the loop to execute infinitely, we write true here. While true, and then the body of the loop will get executed infinitely. It will get executed infinitely forever. It will never stop, because directly you have written true here. This will never become false. Sometimes you must have seen in C programs and all that, you write while one you write sometimes, or you write while true. Whenever you write while one or while true, remember that it is written for causing an infinite loop. You want to execute the body of the loop infinitely. You don't want the loop to stop at all. That is when we write the true here. We write while true. Now see, I have started an infinite loop. Okay, then this function, this loop, what it does, it displays me a message. Please enter your name. Please enter your name. And then I input the name. I read the name. Okay, I read the name. Okay, so I input the name and then I read the name from the user. I put it into a variable called as name, and then I check if name is equals to some name. If the name is equal to some name, then break. Then break. If the name is equals to your name, then break. If it is equals to your name, Yourname. For example, if I remove this and write Naveed here, it will execute this entire loop infinitely. It will always be taking names from me as input, and the moment I put my name here, okay, Naveed, if I put here, then it will break, means it will stop this infinite loop and come out. Let us execute this program. Okay, you will understand it better. So I copy this, I open Sublime Text, and there is already one test while is there. I will do one thing. File, I'll say, start a new file, and paste it here. File, save. I will save it in the D drive. You all know that I'm saving it in the D drive. I'll create a folder here. Unnecessarily, I'm keeping it directly in the drive. I will create a folder here called as, I'll create a folder here called as MMEC. MMEC. Okay, remember the name of the folder is MMEC. And then I will put all these files which I had already. Okay, no, I'll go to MMEC and then I will save the file here. I'll save this file as break underscore test.py, break underscore test.py. So I've written this file. Okay, so there are some special characters that has come. I will remove them. And then this indentation is important. So I start from the beginning, while true. First I will write all of them inside one tab inside, and this I will write one tab inside. This is how it is. This is how the program is. Okay, so when I start the loop, this is one tab space inside. This is one tab space inside. So print, input function, if condition, they all belong to the while loop. Remember, they all belong to the while loop, and this break statement belongs to the if block. Okay, so now let us execute this program. So I will write Naveed here, Naveed, Naveed. Okay, now look at this program. What happens is it will start an infinite loop. It will start an infinite loop while true it is. That's why. So it goes inside, and you know that the condition is true. So it will execute this statement first, because it is the part of the while loop. Then it will execute this statement. What will this statement do? It will read. It will wait for me to enter some name. So I will enter, let us say, MMEC, okay, and that gets written into name. Then I check if is name equals to Naveed. No, it is not equals to Naveed. It is equals to MMEC. So it will not execute this, and then again it goes back here, because this is the end of the while loop. It again goes back here and checks for the condition. The condition is true, so again it executes this. So first time I will enter MMEC. Again it will go back. I will enter Belgaum. It will go back. I will enter Karnataka. It will go back. I will enter India. It will go back. So whatever I'll be entering, it will be going back, because it will wait till the name entered is not equals to Naveed. The moment I enter Naveed for the name, then it will break. It will break means it will come out of the loop. It will execute thank you. It will execute this statement, print thank you, and then it will stop the program. Let us see this. Okay, file, save. I go to the command prompt, and then here I go to the D drive. There is a folder called as MMEC here. So there's a folder called as MMEC. Inside this, I have this break test. Okay, so I will write Python break test.py. Okay, enter. So it is asking me to please enter your name. So first I will enter MMEC. See, again it is asking me to enter your name, because it has gone back and then it is executing the body of the loop once again. So now I will enter, let us say, Okay, Belagavi, please enter your name. Again, it is asking me. So I say India, then it says again enter your name. So this will continuously, as long as some junk I will enter, some junk I will enter, it will keep asking me. I'm entering some junk characters here. It is keep asking me, please enter your name, all that, because it has gone in an infinite loop. It is continuously asking me to enter, because this condition here, okay, Naveed is not getting fulfilled. The moment I enter Naveed in the place of name, it will check. If it becomes name, then break. When will break execute? Break means come out of the loop only when the name I enter is Naveed. Okay. So I am entering this. Now it is asking me, please enter your name. So I will enter Naveed here, Naveed, Naveed, enter. So now when I enter Naveed, it says thank you and comes out. The moment I enter Naveed in the place of the variable name, okay, I enter Naveed, then it breaks. If the name is equals to Naveed, then break. What will break do? Break will stop the loop. So finally, what I want to explain to you people, what I want to tell you people is that the break statement, when it is executed in the body of the loop, it stops the loop. That's it, nothing more than that. The break statement causes the loop to stop execution and then come out of the loop. Otherwise, this is while true, this condition will never become false. It is an infinite loop. This statement causes it to stop. And when will this execute? Only when the name entered is Naveed. Only when the name entered is Naveed. Here I've written Naveed. If I enter MMEC here, what will happen? Okay, file, save. So now it will keep taking my names. I'll clear the screen first. It will keep taking my names. It is asking me for the name. So I enter Naveed. So it will again ask me. I will enter, let us say, Viresh sir. Okay, it is again asking me, and so on. Then I enter BGM. It again asks me, and so on. The moment now I enter MMEC, it will stop, because I have now, the condition is when the name is equals to MMEC, then break. Okay, so I hope this is clear, all of you. I hope this is clear, all of you. Where do we use the break statement? Only one thing you remember, that in the body of the loop, if the break statement is executed, it will stop the loop and comes out. Okay, now similarly, we have one more statement called as the continue statement. I hope you understood what is this break statement. Okay, there is a shortcut to getting the program execution to break out of the while loop clause. Okay, so this is, if the execution reaches a break statement, it immediately exits the while loop. So that is what I told you. Okay, so that's it. You have to just remember these points. Some example you have to write. This example is good enough. And then this is the flow chart of the program that we just now wrote. It starts the program, check. While true means it will like always execute. If it is true, it will ask you, please enter your name, then input the name, and then check. If the name is equals to your name, then if it is true, then break will come out. False means again it will go back here. False means again it will go back here. So this is the program that we have written just now. Next is the continue statement, another statement that we use in Python. And continue statement is also used in a loop like the while loop. It is used in the while loop, continue statement. What does exit do? Exit statement will stop the execution of the body of the loop. What will the continue statement does? The continue statement will be used in a while loop. In the while loop, when it is used, the continue statement will not execute the remaining part of the body of the loop. It will skip the execution of the remaining part. It will skip the execution of the remaining part of the body of the while loop. Just listen to this carefully, okay? The continue statement will skip. The moment the continue statement is executed, it will skip the execution of the remaining part of the body of the while loop and directly goes back to the beginning of the loop where the condition is checked. This is what the continue statement does. The continue statement skips, does not skip means it will not execute the remaining part of the body of the loop after the continue statement, and directly goes and executes the first statement of the while loop where the condition is checked. If the condition is again found to be true, then again the body of the loop will get executed. If the condition is found to be false, then it will stop the execution. You know how does the while loop works. The while loop works like this. If there is a condition, if the condition is true, the body of the loop will get executed. If the condition is found to be false, it will stop executing the body of the loop and then comes out of the loop. Okay, in the while loop, this is what happens. Exit, what it does, it will stop abruptly. It will stop, and then directly it will stop the execution of the body and then goes to the next statement in the main program. So the loop is over. But what does the continue statement does? The continue statement, whenever it is encountered in the body of the loop, if there are remaining statements in the body of the loop, it skips the execution of those set of statements and then directly comes in the beginning of the loop, checks the condition. If the condition is true, again goes inside the body of the loop. If the condition is found to be false, then it stops the execution of the loop and comes out. It simply, the continue statement simply sends the control directly to the beginning of the loop, skipping the remaining part of the body of the loop. Okay, let us take an example. You will understand it better. Okay, now here you can see there is a good example given here. Uh, what happens is, this is a simple example. You can see, while true, this is an infinite loop. Print who you are, so it is asking me to enter my name. So I input the name, I read the name from the user and put it into the name variable. If the name is not equals to Joe, if the name is not equals to Joe, then continue. See here, continue statement is coming here. The moment the continue statement comes here, now remember there are a lot of still part of the body of the loop is there. There are still many statements in the body of the loop. Okay, see, the body of the loop starts where it starts here till where it is still here. This is the body of the loop entirely. From here, how many statements are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 statements are there in the body of the loop. Okay, so now what happens here is, first it will ask me who are you. I will enter the name, it will come into name. If the name is not equals to Joe, if the name is not equals to Joe, means if it is something else, let us say I enter Naveed. If it is Naveed, then it will do continue. Continue means what happened? I told you that it will not execute the remaining part of the loop. It will not execute directly. It will go to the beginning of the loop again, checks for the condition again, then goes inside. So the continue statement will skip the execution of this part. It will skip the execution of the remaining part of the body. It will not do this and then send the control directly to the beginning of the loop. It sends here, checks the condition, it is true, so it goes inside. Okay, if the name is not equals to Joe, if the name is not equals to Joe, let us say if it is equals to Naveed, okay, then it will continue, it will go back. Let us say I enter Joe. If the name is equals to Joe, if the name is equals to Joe, the condition is false, so it will not execute this. It will go to the next line, okay, and then it will display me hello Joe, and what is the password and all that, input password. If it is the swordfish, then it will come out. Okay, so basically what is this program is, the program is for checking the user ID and password of a user. Okay, the name has to be Joe and the password has to be swordfish. So 2 times it will ask me things. First it will ask me what is your name, and then if I enter Joe, then it will ask me what is the password. So the program is like this. The program is, first it will ask me to enter my name, I will enter Joe, and then after that it will ask me what is the password, and then I have to enter swordfish as a password. Then it will come out of the loop. Basically this is the idea. Okay, so if the name entered is not equals to Joe, then again it will go back and ask me what is my name. Continue, it will do, it will not execute the remaining part, because continue statement will cause the control to go back to the beginning of the loop and again ask me what is your name. So I enter the name here. Okay, so let us take this example and execute this. Okay, okay, so I go here, I file a new file, I paste this, control S. This is continue underscore test.py, continue test.py. This is the name of the file I have given to it. Okay, and then here, okay, file, save. So this is how the program is. While true means continuously, first what will it do? It will display me a message. Who are you? I have to enter my name. If the name entered is not Joe, if it is not Joe, if it is Naveed or MMAC or Viresh, whatever it is, then it will continue. Continue means it will not do this. It will go back again and then ask you the same question again. Who are you? So till I don't enter Joe, it will keep asking me what is your name, what is your name. The moment I enter Joe, then it will go to the next line. And then it will ask me, hello Joe, what is your password? Okay, then I will have to enter my password. I have to enter input, I have to enter the password, and I have to enter swordfish. Swordfish, this is the password. I have to enter this password. If the password is swordfish, then break. Break means you know what will happen. It will come out of the while loop, and then it will display access granted, and then it will stop the program. Let us see the execution, then you will understand. File, save. Okay, so I clear the screen, and then I execute this Python continue test.py. Enter. It is asking me what is this. There's something like indentation error. Indentation error because here I'm not starting from the first line, so I have to take it back there. Here also there is a little problem. Yeah, now I think it is fine. File, save. Okay, now Python. Unindented does not match any outer indentation, all that. Yeah, there is some problem. Yeah, is it because of this? Normally this is what happens when you're writing a indentation is very, very important here. Okay, now file, save. Yeah, who are you? It is asking me. I say Naveed. No, it is not accepting, of course, because it is not Joe. That's why it again goes back and then again asks me, who are you? I enter, let us say Viresh. Again says, who are you? Now I say I'm Joe. Joe, this is small. I've written J small. It should be capital because it checks for capital Joe. Joe. Now it says, hello Joe. What is your password? It is asking me. Okay. So now if I enter the MMEC as a password, then no, the password is wrong. No, the password should be entered is swordfish, but I entered MMEC. So again, it is asking me, who are you? I say Naveed again. Again, it says, who are you? Okay, I say Joe, Joe. Then hello Joe, what is the password? I say swordfish as a password. Enter. So it says access granted, and then it stops the program. Okay, so the name entered should be Joe, and the password should be swordfish. Then only this will grant you access. So this is the program for entering user ID and password. So the idea is not to write a program for user ID password. The idea is to use the continue statement. What does the continue statement does? I told you the continue statement when it is encountered, remember it will skip the execution of this part. This part is also part of the while loop. But the moment the continue statement is encountered, it will skip this. It will not do this. And the continue statement will cause the control to go back to the beginning of the loop, checks for a condition here, and then again execute the body of the loop from the beginning. Again execute the body of the loop from the beginning. The continue does that. And what does break do? Break will stop the execution of the loop and comes out directly. So if the password is swordfish, if the name is Joe, it will break, come out, and then display access granted. Okay, I hope this is clear with you, the continue statement. One thing to remember is that the exit statement stops whenever it is encountered, whenever it is executed in the body of the loop, it stops the execution of that loop and stops the loop. Whereas the continue statement is when it is encountered in the body of the loop, it causes the remaining part of the body of the loop to be skipped and goes to the beginning of the loop, checks the condition, and then gets into the body of the loop once again. That's it, nothing more than that. Okay, so let us continue further. There is one more thing that I want to complete today anyhow. So this is the continue statement example, the truth table for that. Next is the for loop. Yeah, this I want to explain to you. A very simple loop. So what we were studying before is the while loop. The while loop is used for executing a set of statements continuously for some number of times, depending upon the condition. We studied the continue statement. We studied the exit statement. Now we will be studying the for loop. There is a for loop also available in Python programming language. There is a for loop also available in Python programming language. How does this work? This doesn't work exactly like your C programming where we write for into bracket I is equals to 0, semicolon I is less than. No, we don't have that syntax. Here the syntax is a little different. The syntax is like this. We write for I in range 5. For I in range 5. Okay, we write it like this. For I in range 5. We use a built-in function called as range. There is a built-in function called as range in Python. What does this range function does? It will give you the range of how many times you want to execute the body of the for loop. Okay, there is a range function. For example, if I write range, R-A-N-G-E, if I say range of 5, if I say range of 5, remember the numbers that I will get, the numbers that will be assigned to the for loop variable is 1, sorry, it will be 0, it will start from 0. Range The range function is of three types. We write range, only one value we pass as the argument. We write range. We even write range like this, and we also write range like this. We use the range function in these three ways. Sometimes we can pass only one argument to the range function. This is the function range. We are passing only one argument to it. Sometimes we use the range function and pass two arguments. First argument is this, comma, second argument. Sometimes we can use the range function by passing even three parameters. But what will happen when these are used with different parameters, I will tell you. When it is used like this, range 5, only one parameter is passed. So the value that will be passed to me, the value that I will have is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Starting from 0 till this number here, 5. Now, if I say when I say range of 1 to 5, 1 comma 5, then now in the second case, this is how it will be. It will start from 1 till 5. It will start from 1 till 5. If I put two arguments like this, what will happen if I put this 3 comma 5? It will start from 3 and then till 5. This is what happens when I use the range function. These are the values that will be given to me. The range function will give me these values. When the range function is used like range 5 only, it will start from 0 always till 5, till the number that is provided here. If I give 10 here, then it will from 0 to 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. It will be like this. In the second case, it will be 3 to 5. Then in the third case, I'm giving three numbers here. It means that start from 1, okay, start from 1, and till 5 you go. Start from 1 till 5 you go, but every time increment step 2, every time increment by 2. So starting from 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 2 is 5. So every time increment, don't increment, this is incremented by 1, no? 0, 1, 2, 3, this is also incremented by 1. But this will tell you the number should be incremented by how many steps. So starting from 1, go till 5, every time increment the count by 2. So it will start from 1 plus 2 is 3, it will go 3. 3 plus 2 is 5, it will go here. And anyhow, we have reached the range from 1 to 5. So 1, 3, 5 will be the value. I hope you understood this. This is what the range function does. If I write range, write range 3, 10, 3, what do you think will be the value that will be given to me? Starting from 3, add 3, step 3 it is. Last value, third argument is the step. It is 3. So I have to add 3 to it. 3 plus 3 is 6. 3 plus 3 is 6. So second value will be 6, comma. Then 6 plus 3 is 9. 9. Till where it should go? It should go till 10. It should go till 10. Okay, I have reached till 9. Again, if I add 3 to this, it will become 12. 12 is more than 12. So no, stop here only. So 3, 6, 9. 3, 6, 9 is the value that I get in the range function when I write this. So I hope you understood what is the meaning of the range function. The range function gives you a set of values. The range function gives you a set of values. Range 10 means it will start from 0 till 10. Range 3, 5 means start from 3 and increment by 1 because there is no third argument here. Okay, 3, 5. So start from 3 till 5. Range 1 to 5, increment by 2. Yeah, there is a question here. Okay, so now the third example is this. Range 1 to 5, increment by 2. So it will start from 1 plus 1. So it will go till 5. Start from 3, go till 10, but increment the value by 3 like this. So this is what the range function does. Okay, now let us see the for loop. How does it work? Okay, for I, how do we use a range function is like this. For I, we use a variable. This is called as a for loop variable. For I in range of 5, colon, and then write the body of the loop. Print hello. Print goodbye. Simple program. I will paste it into MMSC. This is for test.py, the name of the file, and simple program it is. For I in range of 5. What does this range function does? It will start from 0. It will start from 0 till 5. It will go increment by 1 because the only one parameter is here to the range function. Okay. So every time, and this is one tab space inside. What does this one tab space inside represent here? It represents that this statement belongs to the body of the for loop. This belongs to the body of the for loop. There is only one statement right now. There is only one statement right now in the body of the for loop. Okay. What will happen if I write this? Print print world. Simple. Okay. So now there are two statements in the body of the for loop because both of them are written one tab space inside. Okay. So print hello, print world, both of them are belonging to the body of the for loop. So this body of the loop will execute it. And in the iteration, and in each iteration of the loop, in the first iteration, first time when the body of the loop will get executed, the value of I in the loop will be equals to, in the body of the loop, the value of I will be equals to, in the first iteration, it will be the first value from the range. It will be the first value from the range. Now the range is what? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So in the first iteration of the loop, the value of I will be equals to 0. The value of I will be equals to 0 in the first iteration. So when I print I, it will be 0. Next, in the second iteration of the loop, the value of I will be equals to 1. In the third iteration means in the third time when the body of the loop will get executed, the value of I will be equals to 2. In the fourth iteration, fourth time when the body of the loop will get executed, the value of I will be equals to 3. Then fifth iteration, it will be 4. Then in the sixth iteration and the last iteration of the loop, the value of I will be equals to 5. So if I say print I, first it will display for I what? 0. Second time it will automatically get incremented, it will become 1, and so on till all the values in the range will get over. Then it will stop the program. It will say, it will execute this program in the outside the body of the loop. Goodbye, it will say, and stop the program. Okay, I hope this is clear to all of you. I will save this program, test for. I will go here, clear the screen, and execute this. Python, what is the name of the program? It is for test. Enter. Okay, it is giving some problem. It's saying the missing parenthesis here because when we print something, remember we have to always write it in parentheses. I've forgotten to put this. Put that bracket there. File, save. I clear the screen and then execute. So you can see it displays me hello world 0. 0 is this I. Hello world 1. Second time the value is 1. Hello world 2, 3, 4. And then of course it will have 5 values, means it will not go from 0 to that. The range will actually be, I also made a mistake, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 values starting from 0. It will not include 5 in that. Please remember. It will not include 5 in that. Okay, it will not include 5 in that. So if you see the output, it will say hello world 0 first, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, and then it will finally come out of the loop and then say goodbye. Let us use, okay, starting from, I say start from 3 and go up till 10. Go up till 10. So my range is what? It will start. So in the first iteration of the loop, what will be the value of I? It will be 3 because it is starting from 3. Second iteration, it will be equals to 4, then 5, then 6, till 9 it will go. Okay, till 9. So file, save. I go here and then I will clear the screen and then execute this. So you can see it started from 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9 and say goodbye. So you can see that it starts from 3 and then goes till 10. So this is what the range function does. And every time in the iteration of the loop, this loop variable, this is called as, this I is called as the for loop variable. It is called as a loop variable, remember. Okay, it will have the value from the range. First iteration, it will be 3, then 4, then 5. Now what will happen if I do this? Starting from 3, go till 10, increment the value of I every time by 2. This is what is the meaning. So I'll save that and then I'll clear the screen. So first time it will be 3, next time it will be 5, then it will be 7, then it will be 9, because every time it is getting incremented by 2. So once it reaches 9, and then it will stop. It will say goodbye and then stop. So you understood what is the meaning of this range function? The range function will give you a range of values that will be assigned to the loop variable. The range function will give you a range of values, set of values, which will be assigned to the loop variable I. And what I'm doing in my program, I am displaying that. That's it. I'm not using that anywhere. I'm simply displaying it. This is only to explain to you people how does the for loop works in Python programming language. The for function works like this. There is a keyword called as for. This is the keyword followed by the loop variable name, followed by the in statement. In is another statement which you have to use. It's a keyword for I in. Then you use a function called as range to give you the values. And then followed by a colon. Colon. All the loops, you know, while loop, if condition, for loop, they all start with a colon. And the next line onwards, one tab space inside, you have to start writing the body of the loop. You have to start writing the body of the loop. This is the syntax of writing the for loop in Python. For I in range 3, 10, 2. So what will happen if I write here 1? Okay, let us say 0 till 100. Okay, I will remove this hello world. Okay. So can somebody tell me what will this function do? This particular program does? It will display me all the even numbers from 0 to 100. Starting from 0 till 100. And then every time increment the value of I by 2. So first iteration, the value of I will be equals to 0, then plus 2 is 2, 3, 4, like that. And then finally it will say goodbye and stop. File, save, clear the screen. So you can see that it displays me all the even numbers 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So this is another way of writing a program for displaying even numbers. For I is range 0 to 10. What if I want to display all the odd numbers? Simply I have to initialize this to, this 0 has to be initialized to 1. That's it. Starting from 1, every time incremented by 2 till 100 you go, and then display the value of I. File, save. This was the output of the first program, 0, 2, 4, like that. Now we will execute this once again for the odd numbers. You can see now it started from 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 13. This is all even, all odd numbers. And then finally goodbye, and then it will stop the program. So simple. I hope you understood what is the meaning of the for loop. Okay, we will stop here in less than 1 minute remaining. Okay, if you have any doubts, please note them down. In the next class, we can solve them. Okay, so